Welcome to the 2018 season of Road to the Crown. I'm your host, Pisha Adderley, and coming up in tonight's show, it's all about the long MBO boot camp weekend. Contestants were on lockdown for 4 days, meeting each other for the very first time and learning what it takes to be an MBO queen and getting their very first taste of the celebrity life in the ever-exciting official photo shoot. Competing in the Miss Bahamas pageant can be an unforgettable experience. And during the course of the competition, contestants embark on a journey of self-discovery that will follow them through their lives. But don't get it twisted, competing in a national beauty pageant is not an easy task. As a former contestant who placed first runner-up in 2016, I know firsthand the roller coaster of emotion that awaits this year's hopefuls.
Well, immediately after hearing what the Miss Bahamas organization was looking for, I said this would be totally perfect for me because I figured that I embodied all of the characteristics that they wanted in a young lady. And my expectations coming into the pageant, that it was definitely going to be a new arena for me because this is my very first pageant. So I expected to not know everything, but I wanted to be able to have an arena to show off my talents. And I would say that so far the pageant has been meeting my expectations. I've grown as a person, physically, mentally, emotionally, because this has also been a very emotional journey for me.
Coming into the pageant, my expectations were to, I would say, to get a more wider approach to my country, to get more exposure, I guess, locally as well as internationally. I am a model. I've been a model from I was 13 years old, and I just felt that this pageant, this specific pageant actually, it provides a lot of exposure, a lot of reasons to get yourself out there. So that was one of my main expectations.
Once a contestant has been chosen to represent her district, her first encounter with the organization is the MBO boot camp. This is the first time the contestants get to size up their competition, and this is where it gets real.
Coming in the door, as soon as I walked in, I saw all these contestants. There was 8 of them at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was gonna be hell inside here. I thought about it like, this is gonna be some serious competition because these guys are always, they look, at first glance, poised, they look etiquette, like they just have years of practice. I'm talking 10 years under their belt already, and I'm over here with only 1 pageant underneath my belt, and I only came runner-up. This is gonna be some serious heat, and for me, I'm gonna have to go through like a lot of practice, coaching, training. It's gonna be total work for me. And I just really feel like I'm not up to their level, which means I have to try really hard just to get there and even surpass them.
I believe that every contestant brings their own strength. From being in pageantry and being around pageants for many of years, I know never to underestimate your competition, but my goal with my journey to the crown is to bring out the best version of Angel, to focus on me, and to see the most improvement in myself.
But I like meeting new people, so meeting the contestants was a plus for me. There were different personalities, which I do appreciate, so you know how everybody feels, how everybody do their thing, so it was awesome.
Great word that you use, competition. This is a competition. And when I said competition, a very stiff one. These girls are amazing, they're intelligent, they're beautiful. They know what they came here for today. So they have a goal in mind and they're really running towards that goal. So I know that I have competition, but all of them are amazing.
When we come back, we'll sit in on a Miss Bahamas training session. You're watching Road to the Crown.
I'm getting nervous.
Watch the breakdown.
With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life.
That's funny, yeah.
The Island Game Foundation is about transforming faces, spaces, and places.
I can truly tell you the Island Game has been a blessing to us.
It's important to the Island Game because the youth of our nation is the key to the future.
The Island Game Foundation believes in charity.
We want to continue to contribute to these things
because we are about being our brother's keepers.
At Apex Awards Science and Engraving, we understand how important it is to show recognition for someone's achievements. That's why we offer one of the largest selections of plaques, trophies, and awards in the business. Choose from acrylic and crystal awards, sports, sales achievement, academic, volunteerism awards, and more. Our awards are Bahamian made, and we also provide rotary and laser engraving. Apex Awards Science and Engraving. Call us at 356-2801. Apex Awards Science and Engraving. Visit us on Mont Royal Avenue and Wilton Street. Your awards, science, and engraving headquarters.
Naturally, I was reluctant to start off with a new company initially. But since I went with Alive, I mean, all the problems I had in the past in terms of, blackouts, and sometimes you don't have service even though you're paid up. I'd go to the family islands, I can't make calls, but since I've had Alive, it's easy to comment that it's been considerably less expensive and the service has been remarkable. I work with a number of charities, Special Olympics, the Friends of the Blood Bank, and Alive has partnered with all of those organizations. And the contributions have been significant to the point now with the Friends of the Blood Bank. Without Alive, we wouldn't be as successful as we are.
I wake up in the morning, just vibes. Find new time at pumpkin, just vibes. Then I'm hooking up with some dead, just vibes. Just vibes, just vibes. I'm a rich in effect, just vibes. I'm about to well set, just vibes. Each time is the best time yet, just vibes. So many people want to come and participate. Look like it's so much fun. It's what they always say. All I want is real good vibes. All I want is real good vibes.
Welcome back. Each year, the Miss Bahamas contestants are subjected to a grueling training program called the MBO Boot Camp. And make no mistake, it's called a boot camp for a good reason.
Boot camp is an intense 2-day experience where we introduce the women formally to the Miss Bahamas organizations.
We have presenters that come in. They speak about life skills. They speak about things that would be important for the girls through the process of the pageant, whether it's hair and makeup, whether it is their communication skills.
It really is at the core of what we are all about, which is transformation. I often say that the pageant for us is just the icing on the cake. The real cake is the process that these young ladies go through on the journey of self-discovery. And boot camp is designed to guide them through that process.
We want the girls to learn about purpose, about self-awareness, about coming up with a mission statement, about learning about philanthropy.
Outside of that, you find that the young ladies discover who they are. They begin to discover what their purpose is. But more importantly, they really get a good look at how much work they have to do. Because I think they all come in with these preconceived notions and ideas of what the pageant journey is going to be. But they get a very rude awakening once they arrive that this isn't as easy as you thought it would be.
At the end of the 2 days, we usually get together with the girls and ask them, what are your impressions of what you've just, experienced? And we always get, this has already changed my life. Boot camp for us is the beginning of a new person for these young ladies. I often talk about how it really makes me proud when I can see a young lady who went through our system, some who didn't even make the first cut, but because of going through that system and discovering who they are now authors and doctors and motivational speakers and just making a big difference in the world. And that's really what we are all about, and that's what boot camp is all about.
So this is day one of boot camp, which is effectively day one of the pageant, because this is the first time we're seeing all of the girls. But I can promise you, after 4 years, with me being a part of the organization, you just never get used to this. Day one for the girls, but the committee has had day one from probably the turn of the year, right after the Miss World pageant.
We are expecting you to be a queen. And if you don't know what that means, start doing your research now. We're not looking for a diva, because a year is a very long time to deal with a difficult girl. And I will tell you this. You get from life what you give to life. If you want to have a good relationship with us, come with a good attitude. Don't come with no, it's all about me attitude, because we humans too. And yeah, we have to contractually put up with you for a year, but a year could be long for you just as well as it could be long for us. So come with the right attitude. Come with gratitude. I have a very thick skin and I can put up with a lot, but one thing I cannot deal with is ingratitude. When you do so much for these girls and they turn around and say, oh, you did that, you obliged to do that. No. Don't take advantage of what you receive, because not all pageants are created equal. And some of you in this room can tell the others about horror experiences that you have had in other pageants. We work very hard to ensure that our contestants and our queen ultimately have the best experience possible. But my name ain't Julia Morley or Donald Trump. I'm not a wealthy woman yet. Working on it. So we work within the means that we have. We have been blessed to get some really good sponsors on board, and we are grateful for them because they help us to make your experience better. But as a queen, you have a responsibility. Talking about sponsorship. If a sponsor expects you to be someplace, I don't expect you to show up 15 minutes late and have an attitude that you reach. No, because that sponsor paying for your wardrobe. So we expect a lot from you. And over the course of the next 2 days, you will learn what you can expect from us. Okay, so it's a two-way street. But we work very hard to ensure that you have the best experience possible. And we just ask for common courtesy to you to return the kindness.
Today is our first day at boot camp, and honestly, it's been an amazing experience. It has comprised of us meeting charitable organizations, really influential women and men, and learning how they not only empowered themselves, but them trying to empower us.
First of all, I want to start off and say thank you to the Miss Bahamas organization for even having the boot camp, because they did not have to do that. They could have just sent us straight to the shoot. But they gave us that experience, and I was very thankful. The speakers that we have were amazing. I learned so much. I got to meet the girls one-on-one. We sat down, we had lunch together, we had breakfast together, we had dinner together. It was a full day.
My favorite part about boot camp yesterday was definitely getting to know the other contestants. This is going to be a 2-month-long journey to the crown, and these girls are going to become like family. So meeting every one of them, having one-on-one time with them was definitely my favorite part.
I think the day went pretty well. There was a lot of information given, and I appreciate the information. It's definitely something, and most things I will take into consideration.
It was great. Like, I really didn't expect for it to go as good as it did, but I'm really, really looking forward to how the rest of the months are gonna be. I know it's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Listen to Miss Malcolm's conversation on her seminar part. She always talked about being the queen outside of pageantry, and I always feel that I'll be able to learn from that. I'll carry that with me everywhere I go, and she always thought about it's always a competition, and so even though we're good friends inside there, it's a competition, the heat is on.
We are up the same time as you, starting our day working hard to make sure you have the essentials to start your day right. We distribute products that are embedded in your everyday living. We understand how important mornings are from work to school. These are the moments we love. Togetherness. Milo B, delivering dependability, innovation, and quality. Our house to yours.
I wake up in the morning, just vibes. By noon time I pump it, just vibes. Then I'm hooking up with some tape, just vibes. Just vibes, just vibes. I'm reaching out the bed, just vibes. I'm about to well set, just vibes.
Available at Jimmy's Liquor Store or your favorite restaurant or liquor stores throughout the Bahamas.
I'm getting nervous.
Watch the breakdown.
Cable, with your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life.
That's funny, yeah.
With round-trip cruises from Palm Beach, 40-minute direct flights, and daily fast ferry service out of Fort Lauderdale, you're free to rediscover the magic of Freeport, Bahamas. Visit freeportescape.com.
Today's beauty queen faces challenges that her predecessors could have only imagined. One of them is handling the media like a pro. A beauty queen has to be media savvy to avoid any pitfalls that could potentially cost her her crown.
People want to know who you are. They want to know why you're competing. They want to know what your thoughts are. They want to know how the competition is going. They want to know about Grand Bahama, about Abaco, about Andros, about Ragged Island, about UB, about San Salvador, about Paradise Island, about New Providence, Crystal Key, wherever you are from or wherever you're representing. They want to know everything about you. So you have to be prepared to talk about yourself. So key question, why did I enter? So don't wait till I ask you that question to think of my answer. You should be formulating that answer in your mind. You should be rehearsing. What is my platform? You should be ready to riddle that off in a second. You will have 1 month of radio appearances. Every week you're going to be on the radio. Every week on a different station, you're going to be on the radio. You're going to be on television. Reporters are going to ask you questions. And as Michelle said, there is no wrong answer, you know. People only want your opinion. You have to have that personality. You gotta smile, you gotta be engaging. You've gotta find quirky, interesting things to talk about. If you're at Sandy Port, you know, we're here in these beautiful surroundings. This reminds me so much of Abaco. Remember what Sadie told you last night? If there is a conversation happening and you are unaware of what that conversation is about, the next day when you come, you need to be prepared to get in on that discussion. So if they talking about the Oban deal and you don't know what Oban is, so you better start Googling from now and start reading. I have assembled for your pleasure 4 of the top journalists in the Bahamas. Now, I ain't just saying they top because they're my friends, so I work with them. But they are very good. They represent print, television, radio talk show.
Serena, I have very little notes on you because your confidence was exceptional. Mm-hmm. You're beautiful, first of all. Your confidence was exceptional, and it had nothing to do with you complimenting my hair color that I'm not but you did very well. You were very easy. I would call you an easy interview from a journalistic point of view. You were very, very easy to interview. You were comfortable with me. I think you had a couple of people before me, but You seemed very, very comfortable, very confident in what you were saying. And I think you will do well.
I like how you introduced yourself. I'm Chinasa. I didn't know how to spell it. You said Chin, Asa.
mhm.
That's something different. You brought personality, but sell that you're intelligent. Let me know that you are intelligent. You're not just beautiful. And I like that you did that. So again, good job, but shorten your story or abbreviate your story for me. But great job, Chinasa.
Shanasa, I think that you made a great first impression. I wouldn't tell you that no, you've got work to do. Continue doing that. I'll tell you, you do stand out. I love the fact that you're passionate about a couple of things and you brought those out. First, as Kyle said, you played on the Chinasa. You told me it's Nigerian. All that stuff, it made it very funny and engaging. And I was like, oh, tell me more about that. I noted here about relaxing the face. A lot of Bahamian women in particular talk so much with our faces, and we doing all of this. Relax that. I don't need to see your emotion on your face. I need to see coming through your eyes and what you're saying in your words.
Desiree, what stood out to me was the fact that you want to promote Ragged Island, and even though you've never been there, a lot of Bahamians don't really care, if I want to say care, about Ragged Island. And I like the fact that you're that you want to promote Ragged Island, you want the Bahamas to know more about it. Very impressed that you have your own band. I mean, I'm very impressed with that. That's really, really nice. And I told you when you sat down, to me, you look like you already as a Hollywood actress. And when you talk, even though you, like Tanya said, eye contact is important, you still were a little too shy, but you when you realize that you were too shy, then you come back up again, but you just need to be totally confident.
You're Shelly Elise, right?
Mm-hmm.
You be. That's the thing. That's my issue. You have to stand out, and you didn't. You want to be sure that you stand out. I remember our conversation now. You be. Great interview, very well spoken, and very friendly. That's a good thing. Your friendliness has to come across. But it seemed as though you were searching for the politically correct answer every time I asked you a question. And interviewers can pick that up immediately. You can tell when it's not authentic, when you're not genuine. And I want to get to know Shelly. I want your real answers. Even if you have to laugh sometimes, give me that personality, Have some fun with it. Don't sit there and I can see you looking in the sky for okay, maybe this answer will cause me to win. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Just be real, be frank. And let's have a good conversation when we're interviewing, because we want to have fun too while we're interviewing you, actually.
My media interview was very informative. Firstly, it showed me two important things. One was that my strength was that I had a lot of content, but two was that I can run on and I need to focus and make sure that I hit my main points. And I thought that that was very important.
It was amazing. You would think that someone's getting criticized would be a horrific experience, but I like that. I learned what my pros are, and I learned that some things that I thought were my pros were actually don't.
My second judge, she was a bit on the tough side, but you know, I still love her. She gave me some good pointers. She asked me some really good questions on my platform. And the next two judges, I also respect them for their message and what they gave me and the questions that they asked.
My media interview was really helpful to me in terms of helping me to learn how to conduct myself when I'm in an interview. I tend to speak with my hands a lot, for example, and that's actually not acceptable when you're in an interview, and I didn't know that, so now I know that now. I think I definitely just need to work on, as they said, being more poised and just coming across as a queen, basically, and that's for me, I think that's an easy fix.
I wake up in the morning, just vibes. By noon time I come dead, just vibes. Then I'm hooking up with some dead, just vibes. Just vibes, just vibes. I'm original effect, just vibes. I'm about to well set, just vibes. Each time is the best time yet, just vibes. So many people want to come and participate. Look like it's so much fun, is what they always say. All I want is real good vibes. All I want is real good vibes. Up the brick up the road, I am ready to jump up. I can bust up on the heel. From time and start up the countdown. Ain't long now, link up what you do. This year we bringing the party, springing the madness. Watching we don't care, talking we don't care, peeping we don't care. Sticking lead them there, thinking we right here, rushing we right here, fetting we right here, drinking. I come to party.
I'm getting nervous.
Watch the breakdown.
Cable, with your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah.
It's funny, yeah.
And fashion go hand in hand, so beauty queens need to know how to slay every day. Luckily for our contestants, they have got designer Cardell McLeod to give them pointers on how to step out in style.
So when we talk about style, the first thing we talk about is identity, right? What is your identity? So anyone in the room, they could respond. What is your identity? Style identity. Everything is style, and style is dealing with clothing, specifically in this segment. So who want to tell me, what is your style?
I don't feel that I have a set style. It's basically how I feel that day.
The first step, if you do not know where you're at, identify a style icon, right? And that could be anyone who inspire you as far as clothing, right? Not attitude, not the music type, things along the line. Not their beat down, not things like that. Their clothing, how they represent themselves through clothing. So you're gonna choose a movie, like a movie can always inspire you, something along the line. Music, a musician, actor, or magazine, right? So definitely I want to encourage each of you to establish an icon. So when you find these individuals, I want you to create a style board. So you're gonna follow them from January to December. The reason why you're following them for all the month is because you need to know how to address yourself spring, summer, fall, winter. And then the next thing is focus. Focus is very important. Focus within the outfit, right? Every person you find have an aesthetic, and most of them do not style themselves. Probably like 95, 98% of like the famous persons don't style themselves. Now, the thing, I have many clients in the Bahamas and I have never identified who they are because we are hidden individuals, right? But these same steps we go through with them, right? So in this lecture, and they're going to be a challenge as well, that means you can have range. You don't have to wear the same blouse and pants every day and so on and so forth. You can build and keep on building upon it while remaining the same. That's how you could say, my mother would wear this, right? Because she's so consistent. Even if that's a spring suit that she's wearing, when she does a fall look, it's just very similar, right? There's certain things she may risk a little more, her arms may be out, and you'd be like, okay, well, that's change, just slight change, but you have such a strong identity. And it's so, so important to your reign that you find an identity because it can live on after you. Like Rihanna don't pop out albums every day, right? But you're gonna follow her because what she's wearing is going to pull you in, right? And this how you establish different jobs and different niche and blogs and all these different resourcefulness out of you finding a style identity that you stick in. When you establish a focus, right, and you already have this board, right, there are certain words that's gonna come up. As far as fashion, it would be like voluminous. Like, so you may, for spring, say, I want everything kind of fluffy up here and then narrow to the bottom, very sleek. Or you want kind of balloon pants, or you want volume to the bottom and something sleek up here. Write down those words. It's going to help you and it's going to save time when you're shopping and stuff like that. So, and this is going to continue tomorrow. And this is a little exercise. I thought I'd do an exercise. So, I'm going to pair you guys. And you're going to take a minute and you're going to find out who this person is, right? You're going to find out their style, right? So, let's say if I introduce you, you're gonna find out each other's style. Okay. Tomorrow, you are to bring items that reflect her style and wear it. Wow. And she will determine whether you got it correct.
We have to wear it personally?
Oh yeah, you're gonna bring it with you. You can bring it with you. Yeah, bring it with you.
Like, come in it.
No, you don't have to come in it. No. Down to make, I want this to be like, not you gotta change your skin tone now. But down to makeup aesthetic. Like I want you to, when you see who I'm going to pair you with, they need to be representing, right? And definitely daytime, give them whether it's daytime or nighttime.
The challenge was exciting. It was different. I can't say it really made me go out of my comfort zone because the person I was paired up with was Bernique, and that's Miss New Providence. And me and her share a kind of a bit similar style. So it wasn't a huge competition for me, I would say. But I was happy. I loved how she executed me. Like I said inside there, I thought I gave birth to a baby that day. Like it was looking at a mini me. So I was very impressed with what she did. Me, her, and Angel Cartwright placed with top 3. And she was chosen as the winner. And I told her, I said, I'm so proud of you and you really deserve it.
The fashion challenge yesterday was definitely very exciting and probably my favorite part of the day. Not only were we allowed to show our creative side, but we actually got to learn a little bit more about the contestants, and I got to learn a little bit more about Caitlin, and that even though we're different and complete opposites in style, that we still have some similarities.
My partner was Alexis Denoy. She is amazing, first of all, very sweet young lady. I love her to death already. I think we did pretty well. She definitely portrayed my style really well. You know, I'm a business owner as well as a student. I'm a very busy person, and the outfit that she chose, it represented me perfectly because I told her that I like outfits that are functional and that allow me to do just about anything in them. I can go from here to there to the next place and not have to worry about, you know, what I'm wearing or how functional it is. Will I be able to move and, you know, just get things done in it? And I think she captured that really, really well.
Naturally, I was reluctant to start off with a new company initially. But since I went with Alive, I mean, all the problems I had in the past in terms of, you know, blackouts and sometimes you don't have service even though you're paid up. I'd go to the family islands, you know, I can't make calls. But since I've had Alive, it's easy to comment that it's been considerably less expensive and the service has been remarkable. I work with a number of charities, Special Olympics, the Friends of the Blood Bank, and Alive has partnered with all of those organizations. And the contributions have been significant to the point now with the Friends of the Blood Bank, without Alive, we wouldn't be as successful as we are.
Growing up in the islands, I experienced every element of life in a unique form. The fresh, clear blue water balanced my soul, and the lush, tropical terrain ignited my senses because I know a place that knows me. A point. Where the Bahamas come to life.
I'm getting nervous.
Watch the breakdown.
Cable, with your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you're showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah.
Give to me.
That's funny.
I wake up in the morning, just vibes. Find new time I pump it, just vibes. Then I'm hooking up with some tape, just vibes, just vibes, just vibes. I'm original effect, just vibes. I'm about to well set, just vibes. Each time is the best time yet, just vibes. So many people want to come and participate. Look like it's so much fun. It's what they always say. All I want is real good vibes. All I want is real good vibes.
Welcome back to Road to the Crown. The Miss Bahamas website and social media pages are extremely popular during pageant season, receiving visitors in the millions from around the world and here at home. The contestants become celebrities in their own right, which is why MBO goes to great lengths to ensure that the official photos are spectacular. This year's photo shoot and profile interviews took place at the beautiful Sandy Port Resort on West Bay Street, a first-time partner of the Miss Bahamas organization.
So I think it was last year sometime I got an opportunity to visit the Sandy Port property, spent a weekend out there really as their guest, and from the moment I arrived, the entire weekend, it just struck me that this would be perfect for our boot camp and for our photo shoot. And so I began discussions with them immediately. They were very open and receptive and really laid out the entire property for us. It is what I would consider one of the gems in the Bahamas. Normally we shoot at bigger hotels. We've gone to Malia, Atlantis in the past. We were at Resorts World in Bimini last year. And so this was an opportunity to showcase and feature one of the smaller jewels, one of the gems, one of those quaint hotels tucked away beautifully right in Nassau, but still has that family island feel in some way, that resort feel, that Bahamian feel. So it provided all of the right elements. It was a great location. It wasn't too big so that we were able to move around, and it just provided wonderful scenery. They really rolled out the red carpet for us. Staff was extremely helpful. And I think the tourists really enjoyed it. The guests at the hotel, even some Bahamians who were there for the weekend, got an opportunity to watch the shoots, and you would see the impressions on their faces. You would see the kids, the excitement, particularly the little girls when they look at these beauty queens, and you'd hear them say, "Mom, what a beautiful dress." And so I think it also gave the contestants an opportunity to face into what they were about to experience from a beauty pageant contestant perspective, and having to interact with a public, even though it was a small public, but unlimited interaction. It gave them a taste of what to expect.
Gorgeous women, check. Exotic location, check. Fabulous theme, check and check. All we need now is a gifted photographer to bring it all together. No worries though, because once again, Barry Williams is the man for the job. And this year, he went all out with the theme Bejeweled.
Our theme this year with MBO is Bejeweled.
I think it fits me perfectly. I'm happy I entered the pageant this year because everything is so on target with me.
Initially, I thought that Bejeweled was just simply to be glammed or to be made up.
I think they hit the nail on the head, as we say, because I don't think I could shine anymore from the highlight makeup, and you can really see the highlight, to, can you guys see this? Do I need to turn around? Can you see this? Do you see this? This is epic! Wait, look at this.
It displays culture, displays my personality all in one.
I think it's a very exciting theme for this year, actually. I love the whole carnival kind of thing going on. Edgy, sexy, shiny, colorful.
I love that the fact that the theme was Bejeweled, because I like to think of myself as special and a jewel. So they featured the jewels of the Bahamas, and I'm happy to be one of them this year.
To be jeweled is actually to be transformed. One thing that the organization constantly mentioned was we want to see how fast we can transform you guys to go above and beyond and out of your comfort zone. And you've seen the changes we made from day 1. It's only day 4. Look at this transformation, okay? So imagine what 2 weeks is going to be like. What is May 27th going to be like?
Barry has a very great personality. He tries his best to make you feel comfortable.
He's not a typical photographer. Like, I felt like I was in an episode of America's Next Top Model, honestly. I think I said that yesterday, but today, he truly pushed it.
I've been waiting to shoot with Barry for a really long time, so I just wanted to make sure that I was as good as he would want me to be, because he was even better than I expected him to be.
I would like to firstly apologize for looking like this, but this is the look of hard work and struggle, because the struggle was really real out there with that sun. But we went to war. I'm sure I got a great shot.
It was fun. It flowed. It was wonderful. I had a lovely time. Once I have a lovely time, I know I look good.
Yes.
I know I look
Agreed.
good. I know I
Isn't
look
she the
good.
cutest, y'all? We had some exotic shots, and it was fun. Was by the tree and seaweed. I'm like, who does this thing? But it was fun, and my hair is undone, but it was worth it.
Let me tell you, I did some poses that I've never done in my life. I've seen them in, magazines and on the internet, but it was really exciting. For the most part, it was pretty uncomfortable.
I had found myself in awkward positions that I had to hold for several minutes.
So I actually was laying kind of on a rock in the water. So it was a little uncomfortable because the waves kept crashing, and so I kept moving. But anything for the shot, so I think it was really good. It was fun.
He instructed me to do poses like lift one leg up and stretch it out. Don't let your knees touch. Things like chest up. How high do he want them to go? Any higher and it will choke me to death. Like, he's like, arch your back a little bit more, just a little bit. Put your hands on your waist. No, fix it a little bit better. I said, okay, got this. I took the challenge. I was like, pose, pose, pose.
I just tried to be as playful and flirty and fun as possible, because I know that we want to make our audience feel like that's my girl, and well, at least that's what I want. And I want people to be like, that's who I'm looking for. I want to watch her now. I want to watch her compete. I want to watch her win Miss Bahamas World, and I want to see her go all the way to the world stage and bring home that Miss World crown.
I just want to say thank you for making my day, because I had the best day ever. If you guys wanted to know my most memorable moment, this is it here right now.
I went in a circle like this. It was really fun. Yes. It's way outside of my comfort zone. I never do these types of things to plants, but it's all good.
Well, being somewhat of a girly girl, I can truly say that I loved our outfits. MBO outdid themselves, and so did the makeup artist and hairstylist. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to wear these lovely swimsuits and to rock this lovely hairdo. And I loved my makeup as well, so thank you to the team that put us together. I thought that some preparation must have went into it, because it was executed very well.
Hope y'all coming out to May 27th.
very special thanks to the Sandy Port Resort for being such an amazing host. And we'll be right back after this break. I'm getting nervous.
Watch the breakdown.
Cable, with your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah.
It's funny, yeah.
I'm getting nervous.
Watch the breakdown.
Cable, with your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life.
It's funny, yeah.
Excuse me, are these windows hurricane resistant?
Sorry, I don't work at Ultimate Door and Window.
But you work at Bahamas Local. I thought you guys knew everything about the Bahamas.
Excuse me, do you have anything like this on sale?
I'm sorry, I don't work at Pin the Tile, but we could look at our tiles from BahamasLocal.com.
That's right. You can pull up information about any Bahamian company right from your cell phone or tablet.
Mr. Bahamas Local, who do you think will win the next election?
Miss, how you find me again?
Type, search, click, BahamasLocal.com.
To vote, log on to www.missbahamas.net. Select your favorite contestant, choose the number of votes, and add them to your card. Vote as many times as you like. That's www.missbahamas.net.
I'm Pisha Adderley, and next week's show is all about beauty with a purpose. The contestants learn more about the work that needs to be done to improve our country, and then they get to put the knowledge to action in a community outreach project. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Road to the Crown.